meteorologist Stephen Jones.
Well, starting off with our time lapse from today, you can see some of that upper level cloud cover that was moving through earlier. But of course, after that, pretty much that wall-to-wall sunshine across the entire region. Temperatures touching that 73-degree mark. But of course, sunset is already coming past now. So we're starting to see those temperatures come pretty well down already, down into the 60, 64 here in town. Same for Sterling City off to the northwest and down towards I-10. 63 degrees from Ozona through Junction. So only about 2 degrees of spread across the entire Concho Valley. Pretty uniform in terms of those temperatures. The dew points and relative humidity indices is where we're seeing a little bit more of a spread, from about 25 and 31 up there in Sterling City and Robert Lee, 29 here in town. Down towards Junction in the southeast, where we're getting some more of that southerly flow, 48-degree dew point, and then those relative humidity indices in the 40s and 50s as opposed to the 20s that we're seeing here in town and off to the northwest. But we're going to see more of that moisture moving into these next couple of days. Take a look at the moisture tracker. You can see some of those greens making their resurgence into the Concho Valley and much of Texas, but take a look by Sunday. We're going to get that next cold front that really starts to wipe out a lot of that moisture, at least here at the surface. And that's going to be indicative of where that cold air is really starting to move in. You can see it was around that lunchtime hour. So Sunday afternoon looking like it could be pretty windy and a little bit cooler than what we've been seeing this today, and then going into the next couple of days. The next couple of days really going to be influenced by this upper level ridge building into the central portions of the United States, but that's quickly going to move off to the east in this upper level trough, digging down right on the back side of it. And by Sunday, that's where we're going to see that cold front work in. It's going to dry us out, but that's the start of that Arctic outbreak that we've been watching. And going into the next week, you can see the double-edged sword really where it comes down next low pressure system in that upper level trough working into the American Southwest and even over the Baja Peninsula of Mexico. And as we see this counterclockwise flow, we're likely going to see an influx of some of that Pacific moisture working over Mexico, and looks like right overhead for the Concho Valley. But exactly when this times out with some of that cold air is really going to determine what precipitation we'll see, how much we'll see, and what precipitation is going to fall as, whether it's just in form of light rain or maybe even the chance for some of those flurries. I'm not going to call that it's going to happen yet, but we're definitely monitoring the chance for some of that wintry mix going into next week. For right now, the national satellite just watching plenty of cloud cover and snow working into the central portions of the United States, thanks to some of that Pacific moisture targeting the Pacific Northwest, Oregon and Washington, really in the crosshairs for some of that rain and snow into their mountainous regions. But across the state of Texas, just a little bit of that cloud cover working into the panhandle. The little bit of clouds we saw earlier moved quickly off to the east and started to dissipate. And going into the overnight hours, I don't think we're going to see a ton more, maybe just a little bit of that low-level cloud cover setting up by the early morning tomorrow. But as we're going into the afternoon, I think we clear up pretty nice, and then I'd definitely take advantage. It's looking like a beautiful Friday out there in the upper 60s. Going into Saturday, there's a little bit more of a change. There's going to be a little less sunlight out there with more of that cloud cover and even the chance for some of that isolated shower activity, but definitely no downpours, so I wouldn't be canceling those outdoor plans if I were you. Going into tonight, the winds are looking pretty light, and we're going to get pretty cold thanks to it as well under these clear skies. I'm calling those lower 30s, 33 here at Mathis Field, cooling quickly thanks to some of those clear skies. And tomorrow we're going to hold on to those mostly sunny conditions. Like I said, try to take advantage of it. It's looking great out there at about 69 degrees, making a good run at that 70-degree mark, and that's going to be the same story going into your Saturday. So well, actually Saturday we're going to see the 69-degree mark or so, but then that extra cloud cover as opposed to tomorrow and that isolated shower chance. But like I said, definitely not looking like a washout Sundays where that cold front moves in, and the Arctic air is definitely here to stay for that second week of 2025. In the 40s for Monday and Tuesday, even the 30s by Wednesday, and overnight low